Hey, welcome back to the channel. I decided to film outside today. I've been inside all day and just needed to get outside. Summertime, it's humid, it's hot, feels wonderful, and I thought I'd share some thoughts with you this evening. I'm gonna sit over here. This is my sauna. One of my bug on my toe. One of my most prized possessions, I love this sauna, is a BYD Paxton sauna, and I need to do a review on it very soon. I've had it for a while and needing to do a review, but that's another thing to think about. But what is on my mind, right? I'll share some things. So yesterday, when I was drinking coffee, getting ready for my day, I had a little bit of time to kill in the morning, and I started crunching numbers, and I took all of the money that we have in savings and placed it against all of the debts that we have. Like, I call it silly debt, not mortgages. The Tesla has a 0% interest rate on its loan. So, not paying that off early unless I have a ton of money out of nowhere. But the silly debt is student loans, it's an SBA loan, it's other just silly debt. It does nothing for us. But the good news is that all of our savings compared to this silly debt is now equaling out. Is now equaling out and positive. So, and if you don't know the backstory, my wife and I, there's an ant on my leg. My wife and I moved in with her family to save money, redirect our finances, reestablish direction in our lives. We've been married for 11 years in last July, it's August now. Been married for 11 years, and we've carried this student loan debt with us almost our entire marriage. We started school in 2016, and we graduated around 2018, I believe, something like that. And we had been to school before and everything, so we were returning home from California, and another long story, but the details are we have crossed the threshold of escaping this, what I call silly debt. And this silly debt was holding us back in unbelievable ways. It was preventing us from upgrading our home. It was preventing us from, this ant is tickling me. Okay. It was preventing us from doing, simple things like taking a vacation or, making investments. And while we did do these things, we took vacations. I'm talking like international vacations. Our dream trip right now is to go to Japan to visit my buddy Tommy and to, experience Japan. And would love to get to China. I want to get to Asia. Some of these bigger trips that they're not impossible to do. They are pricey. They're not a normal, let's drive to Austin, Texas and go to the comedy mothership for a weekend. Like, it's much more than that. And you got to get the logistics right. You got to get the passports and currency conversions and all that kind of stuff. But this silly debt was preventing us from really making that leap because the monthly payment and just the mental weight of having that stuff. Anyway, it was really dragging us down. And right now we are in a position to just knock it out. Living here with Kelsey's family for the last little bit over a year now, and we have been able to pay off all our debt. And now the money that we are making, we will be able to save and actually direct it in an asset that we want to we actually want, go into it. We can direct it in a direction that we actually want to go, rather than being forced and saying, "Wow, we can't afford that monthly payment, or we can't do that." So I was really excited, and had a sense of a little bit of like a spiritual relief. It's not paid off yet. I'm staggering it. I'm not just going to pay it off all in one. And I'll tell you a funny story. We hadn't paid the student loans for quite a while. Kelsey has some and I have some. I don't know, around COVID, they said stop paying them, or you could stop paying them, or they were going to stop with the interest, or whatever they did. And then they turned them back on recently, and I don't know how many people have not paid them. It's astronomical. The economy is very difficult. The money system is broke. You watching this understand. It's a challenging time. Even if you're kicking ass, it's challenging. It's hard to see other people struggle if you're doing good. And if you're struggling, it's hard to see other people do good. Kinda. I hope there's not an ant in my butt right now. God damn. Yeah. So we just kind of put off the student loans, and we were paying off other things. We were paying off a lot of credit cards. We were paying off other debt, moving money around, trying to get some sort of savings started. And so while that was occurring, we disregarded the student loans. But I always knew what they were. I knew what their interest rate was. I ended up developing, I ended up vibe coding. I didn't develop it. I ended up vibe coding a financial dashboard where I just plugged in every piece of financial data that I had to get a clear picture. So I have an interest ticker that shows me, kind of like the debt clock. It shows me how much interest is reoccurring. It is whatever that word is. It's building every day. And then I have other metrics, net worth and crypto staking, and just any little piece of data that I could put on there, so I could get a absolutely clear picture of where we are financially. And it's awesome. And I want to share it with you. I just need to change the numbers, I guess, because I don't want you to have to see how filthy poor I am. But so that helped a lot. Oh yes, okay. I lost my train of thought for a second. But so I knew where we were with those loans, and the whole time I'm thinking we're probably going to stagger pay them off. Start with the highest interest rate or the lowest loan size. Ironically, one of them was like $1,600 at 6.8 interest. So I'm like, bingo, that's the first one to go. So it's at the top of the kill list, and I just kind of have them leveled out to where we'll just do one after the other, snowball it, and get taken care of. Well, time goes on, and we disregard them, get a lot of letters in the mail, but we're not making enough money. I'm not able to fund them. And then the other day, it's like, oh, excellent. Let's go ahead and start paying these off. And I logged into Kelsey's account, and lo and behold, 4 of the loans are gone, paid for by the Department of Education. And I get this overwhelming sense of relief, like, no way. It's like a Deus ex machina, or whatever they said, when the gods would come down at the end of the story and just save the heroes and fix everything. And I thought, no way, pardon me, no way, this, the Department of Education just had it in their kindness of their heart that they would pay these loans off, and now I don't owe this astronomical amount. I could actually have a lot of our savings left over so that we can put it towards a house. And another part of me was like, that is not how this works. The Department of Education is evil. These student loans are evil, and there is no way in hell that they would just waive it. But I couldn't figure out what was going on. And again, I asked AI, what's going on, and it was very confident that the Department of Education had paid these off, and then I should not worry about them. But I knew better. I knew better. And long story short, kind of find out they went into default. So fantastic. So now they're in a collection, aspect of the Department of Education. Like, it's still owned by the government, but it's in a different sector, and now it's in default. So great, awesome. So now that is on the credit report. Unless you do what's called a refinance or a restructure, and you make 9 months of monthly payments, and then after that 9th payment, they will take it off out of default, and it comes off your credit report as far as them going into default, or it just comes off your credit report somehow. And so it's like, great. So when I say I'm staggering the payment to pay them off, that's one reason, is because now I'm 9 months away from wiping out these student loans, which I was going to pay just one off every month. And so we don't drain the accounts, but also we can end the year with no debt. But beside the point, we'll make 9 months of payments. We'll fix Kelsey's credit. And we will end the year with a massive amount of debt gone. And we are in a position where the numbers show we have a higher savings amount than we do debt, which is awesome. And it really pumped me up. And it got me excited as far as some of the jobs I have coming up, video jobs, where I was thinking, now I get to take almost that entire amount and put that U.S. mail and put that towards a house, which was really cool, because that's kind of the whole goal of living here. So that's very cool. What else? I went back to jiu-jitsu. I've been putting off jiu-jitsu for quite a while. Why? Boy, I'd have to do some deep work there. Not sure. Wish I hadn't. There was just a lot of struggles with jiu-jitsu. In between gyms. And it wasn't anybody. It wasn't like a person that was, inflicting, I was going to say in person inflicting pain on me, but there's lots of people that inflict pain on me with jiu-jitsu. It was much more of an internal, personal, we moved out of our house and moved in with the in-laws, or moved in with her family. And there was just so much going on. It was very difficult for me. I was going through a lot, let's just say that. I was going through a lot, and so I kind of took a step back from jiu-jitsu, kept working out, kept going to the gym and lifting, and jiu-jitsu is still dear to my heart, but kind of coming around to the point of, okay, we are so far removed that it's, can I even tell people that I do jiu-jitsu? Can I even talk about it like I used to and tell people that they should do it? And so I decided, let's do this. So I printed out every schedule of every martial arts gym in the area and taped it on my wall, so I can just reference it and look at it, so I know exactly when and what. I like to go to Mossberg's Boxing Academy on Main Street in Joplin. Love that place. And I guess I'll insert this. It wasn't that I just gave up jiu-jitsu, it's also that I found MMA. And I really like MMA, and if I like MMA more, I like it more than jiu-jitsu alone. Jiu-jitsu will always be my, first martial art, but MMA is just, it's like that, it's like that crazy blonde that you meet in Vegas, and then she is just so much fun, and you just know that it's just gonna blow up, or you're just gonna have the best weekend of your life, and you probably never see this woman again. But I've never had that experience either, so I'm just going off what I've seen in movies, but you get it. Love MMA, trained a lot of MMA rather than jiu-jitsu, but I feel the calling to go back to jiu-jitsu because it is much more of a martial art, and I miss that discipline, and I miss that structure, and I miss that mentality. Now I will continue to do MMA alongside jiu-jitsu, but it just needs to be more balanced. So I went back and I showed up to the comp class of A-Force, which was great. I really enjoyed it, except we were doing doing drills, and one drill was just grips. I grab grips, he breaks them, and then he grips me, and I break that, and it was like 30 seconds of that. And I went for a double leg grip, And this was a white belt. This was his first day. This is why white belts are the most dangerous. It was his first day, so as I went to double leg him, rather than sprawl or just take a step back or whatever, he like jumped. Like he double jumped, and I just took a knee to the face. It hit directly from here over, and it scratched my eye. Like it hurt my eye pretty bad. But I was able to finish the class. But my eye was definitely not feeling great, and I could have swore, like, I'm talking to these guys after class, I'm thinking, like, my eye must be bleeding at this point. It hurts so bad. They must be thinking, I mean, no one said anything, like, how's your eye? Nothing like that. And then I get to the car, check out the camera. It looks fine, but it hurts. And so I go home, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put some eye drops in. So I put some eye drops in. Everything feels great. And then about a day later, instantly gets red, swollen, terrible, immense pain. And so I am thinking, what in the heck? Thankfully, I got an eye appointment the next day, which I had scheduled just to make sure, because I knew my eye had an abrasion, had a scratch on it. I was very confident about that. But then this entire red swollen thing, kind of came out of nowhere. So I was glad I made that appointment. We go to the appointment, and I'm like, help me. It hurts like hell. She's checking it out. She can't, we can't even get it open because it's so swollen and red and everything. And she's like, well, definitely infected. And I go, well, I've been putting these drops in. She goes, well, how old are the drops? I'm like, not that old. And I turned the dropper around, and it expired in 2019. So very old. And I guess it's a very common thing that people using old eye drops will get eye infections. I already had a scratch on my eye, so that's how it happened. So she alerted me of that, got me a urgent reference to a cornea specialist, and we were able to at least start some antibiotic drops. And really that was my only goal, was to get the antibiotic drops, because I obviously knew it was infected, and I just knew as soon as I get those drops started that we would be on the trajectory, hopefully should be on the trajectory of recovery. I did have a little bit of fear that it wouldn't be that, because my dad actually last year, the year before, kind of had a very similar thing, scratch on his eye, gets infected, and long story short, somehow contracted an amoeba that was eating his cornea, and eventually it ate so much of his cornea that he had to have a cornea transplant, and he was stuck in a dark room by himself for weeks and weeks and weeks. He was just in a lot of pain for a long time. So that was like, oh man, I hope that's not going to happen. Let's get these antibiotic drops started so I can get that taken care of. And thank the Lord, it did that. It was about 2 days of drops, and it cleared up pretty good. We got to the cornea specialist like the next week, urgent. He took a look at it, confirmed it was all good, and that was great. So my return to jiu-jitsu was a little bit dramatic, but I will continue the commitment and continue to go and practice. And I got my blue belt in 2018, and I trained from 2018 into 2019. We had COVID happen, which was very strange. A lot of gyms shut down. Kind of lost my commitment there. Not an excuse, just observation. Came back in 2021, still as a blue belt, and trained, and then tore my pec in a armbar accident, rolling. So then I was out for another year, and was frustrated with that, of course. Changed gyms, started training pretty consistently again. Felt good. Didn't feel good enough to go to purple belt. Like, it's my choice, but was like hoping to break through. I feel like this blue belt, almost not a curse, but it's kind of like if I could shed that and get to purple belt, I would feel quite a bit of relief, because my blue belt journey has been very challenging. Torn pec and changed gyms and COVID and just all kinds of stuff. And so I really look forward to the day where I get my purple belt. And I'm not a belt chaser so much. This one, like I said, this one would be a huge relief. because of the challenge and because of the journey. But I do just love the pursuit of the knowledge and the skill and just the discipline. So very excited about returning to jiu-jitsu and making that part of my life again. What else is going on? So lately, I've been very interested in local AI, running AI models locally. I'm way in over my head. Every day I get frustrated trying to learn about them, trying to understand how they work, where they work, why they work, werewolf. And I ended up purchasing a 390 off Marketplace, considering purchasing a second 390 to make a dual stack, or somehow trade for a 590, or try to figure out some way to get a 590 that might be all right. Obviously a Blackwell 6000 would be really nice, but if you know anything about local AI, or if you know anything about computers or customization of anything, the further you change and the higher you go, the more complicated that it gets. And so I don't even know if I could run a 6000. I would love to, but that's good. But my idea is being able to utilize these models in video production, because video production is what I do. And this whole time, my dream, my goal has been, to make movies, to tell stories through video, or through whatever video is what it is. I don't have film. I've never filmed on anything. I've taken video or whatever, but that's why I went to California when I was a young man. I pursued that dream in that regard, and that's why when I came home, started the video business. That's why I have all my gear. That's my skill. And so I feel like running these local AI models, being able to understand the workflows, being able to understand the capabilities, and pairing that with my experience and knowledge of video and movie making and cinematic writing and all that, will be very helpful. And what I would really like is, I would really like to be a part of a community. It feels like every community that I've tried to be a part of, I just am not. It's not that I'm not welcomed. It's just that I just don't feel a part of it. And I've always wanted to be part of something. And one of those communities that I would love to be part of, this YouTube community, and I would love to be part of filmmaking community, and make my own stuff and meet people and help them make their stuff and just be a part. I just want to be a part, So running these local AI, it's been very fun. It's been challenging. It's been frustrating, but I feel like it's interesting, it has my curiosity. It's fun, rather than, it doesn't feel like a duty. It feels like, all right, here we go. It's gonna be challenging. I'm gonna have a headache when we get done with this. I don't know all these terms, and it's a lot. It's a lot for me. And so I'm looking into doing that, and I'll keep you updated as that goes, and I'll try to post my things, my creations, as I figure things out. So local AI. So income to debt ratio, really good. The return to jiu-jitsu and the pursuit of disciplined martial arts, excellent. And a newfound interest and pursuit of local AI and content, image generation AI is blossoming. Those are the three categories of what I'm talking about today. And I think that's good for now. Gonna go. I'm pretty sure Kelsey just drove up. Go see how her day was. Maybe make some dinner with her, and then get into the evening festivities, which would be, definitely doing the sauna. Need to go lift. Go to the gym. Maybe it's probably too late for jiu-jitsu. Yep, it's about to start in 15 minutes. I wish we had a good anime to watch. I'm in between right now. Anyway, all right. Hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you're enjoying the end of summer. I hate saying that. Summer's my favorite. But The end of summer is a special time, and I love it, and I hope it's awesome for you, and I look forward to speaking with you again. All right, have a great week. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Peace.